Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Draymond claims T-Wolves snatched Nuggets' confidence in playoffs. The team facing the Minnesota Timberwolves on Monday night at Ball Arena did not look like the defending NBA champions. The Denver Nuggets looked shaken and out of character in Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals on their home court, and they will take a 0-2 series deficit into Minnesota where they will try to get into the win column. But Warriors veteran forward Draymond Green believes it might be too late for the defending champs. "Man, Denver is down bad right now," Green said on the latest Draymond Green show. "No, not because they're down 0-2, but because you can tell their confidence was snatched. Their belief was snatched. There's a lot of doubt. When they head to Minnesota, they get on that plane doubting, uncertain if they can compete with the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm uncertain that they can. I still see Denver going to Minnesota and possibly pulling off a game, but they don't stand much of a chance in this one." Game 1 of the series was much more how many fans expected the best-of-7 clash to go, but Game 2 was a whole different story. Even after Timberwolves All-Star center Rudy Gobert, who was just named the 2023-24 NBA Defensive Player of the Year, missed Monday's game due to the birth of his son, Minnesota found strength in numbers as other players stepped up to the plate. The Timberwolves took on the challenge and Karl Anthony Towns did a hell of a job on Nikola Jokic. And Naz Reid did an incredible job when he was guarding Joker. They made it tough, they got under his skin, they got him frustrated, and in turn, they were able to do that from the very beginning of the game. And guess what? You cut off the head of the snake, the body dies. The Denver Nuggets were extremely out of character. Jamal Murray was going back and forth with the refs more than he normally does, Coach Michael Malone, on the court going crazy at the refs. You got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope arguing with the ref a bit, which KCP don't ever get rattled. You had Joker kind of pouting a bit. They were rattled. Then you had Aaron Gordon start to take a bunch of turnaround jump shots and mid-range jumpers. I don't know the team that I was watching. I don't view that and think it was a flake. Minnesota is real. Jokic, a two-time NBA MVP and finalist for the award again this season, finished the regular season averaging 26.4 points on 58.3% shooting, with 12.4 rebounds and 9 assists. In Monday's loss, Jokic had 16 points on 38.5% shooting, with 16 rebounds, 8 assists and 4 turnovers. Green said the performance was very uncharacteristic for the Nuggets' big man, adding that he looked out of sync and out of rhythm. Murray also struggled to get going in the second game of the series, finishing with just 8 points on 16.7% shooting, adding 13 rebounds, 2 assists and 4 turnovers. Warriors' level of interest in trading Jonathan Kuminga revealed, Insider. The Golden State Warriors' time with Stephen Curry will only continue to shorten. After missing the playoffs, trading breakout Warrior Jonathan Kuminga could help them capitalize on what's left of Curry's prime. However, ESPN's Ramona Shelburne dismissed any notion of a potential Kuminga trade. She revealed the level of "not at all," Shelburne said on 95.7 FM's The Game. "I think he's pretty much, look, it's gonna get complicated because of his extension talks and how much money they have but I think they'll do everything they can to keep him. I mean, I don't think they want to even talk about him." Shelburne added what assets the Warriors could offer in a trade instead of Kuminga. "They have a pretty good set of assets," Shelburne said. "There's some other good young players on the team outside of Kuminga. They have draft picks, they have Wiggins, they have Gary Payton too. They have a lot of options there, they have a lot of optionality and decent contracts. And then there's also the blue chip, which is Chris Paul. That contract is very interesting for a lot of teams for a lot of reasons. Now, the Warriors could certainly just keep him and take the savings themselves. But that's a great trade asset for a lot of teams. Kuminga may stay put, but the Warriors must consider how they. While it appears the Warriors won't trade Kuminga anytime soon, ESPN's Zach Lowe floated a trade that would include him. The return package would be former Warrior Kevin Durant. KD reunited with the Warriors, Lowe said on his podcast The Lowe Post on April 29. All the young guys, salary fillers. It's gonna be Kuminga and all the other, young, guys you don't want to trade. It's Kevin Durant, so you'll probably trade those guys. His guest, Bobby Marks, outlined who else would have to be included in the trade. It should be Wiggins as your placeholder, Marks said. That's your big number, right? Then it's gonna be a combination of Kuminga, Brandon, Podziemski, and Moses, Moody and whatever you have. The Phoenix Suns have made the playoffs both times Durant has been on the team. However, they have fallen far short of their goal of winning a title. If they decide it's not worth keeping him, Kuminga might be the best returning asset available to them. After flashing his potential with the Warriors over his first 2 seasons, Kuminga broke through in his 3rd season. He flourished in an expanded role. As he averaged a career-high 26.3 minutes a game, Kuminga saw his numbers grow. In 74 games, Kuminga averaged 16.1 points on nearly 53% shooting from the field. He also averaged 4.8 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and 0.7 steals a game. All of which were career highs for Kuminga. At 21 years old, Kuminga has definitely shown that he can be a valuable contributor to a team aspiring to make the playoffs. The Warriors may very well not trade him because they believe they'd be better off with him on the team than without him. NBA Trade Pitch sends Warriors a 14-time All-Star for Andrew Wiggins. The Golden State Warriors face a decision this offseason on whether to run things back with their current roster or potentially hit the reset button with a trade. All this is prompting plenty of speculation that the Warriors could explore a reunion with Phoenix Suns star Kevin Durant. Bleacher Report's Zach Buckley put together a trade for every NBA lottery team and has Golden State sending a haul to Phoenix for Durant. Andrew Wiggins is the headliner, but the Warriors are also sending Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody to the Suns as part of the trade proposal. Golden State is adding 2 first-round picks as part of the trade. Buckley suggested the Warriors may need to land the number 1 pick in order to entice the Suns to talk about this blockbuster trade idea. Golden State is projected to have the number 14 pick in the 2024 draft. Unless the Warriors land a top 4 selection, the pick will go to the Portland Trail Blazers as part of a previous trade. Let's take a look at whether this blockbuster trade proposal makes sense for the Suns or Warriors. So far, there has been little indication that Phoenix plans to explore trading Durant. Yet, we have heard rumblings from the Athletic's Shams Charania that Durant is unhappy with his role on the Suns. Despite a bloated payroll with Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, the roster netted 0 playoff wins this season. For the Warriors, the front office must consider whether to make one more run around their trio of Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. If the Warriors have a chance to add a difference-maker of Durant's caliber without totally depleting their asset collection, it almost certainly involves landing the number 1 pick, Buckley wrote in a May 7, 2024 story titled, "One Trade Idea for Every NBA Lottery Team If It Wins Number 1 Draft Pick." Now, the Suns may still decide this is not enough for the 14-time All-Star, but the Warriors can expand this offer with more prospects and/or pick swaps if needed. That would be a steep price, but Golden State's need for a Stephen Curry co-star is substantial. And while the Warriors could consider alternatives, maybe those players wouldn't fit this system as snugly as Durant already has, Buckley added. During his 3 seasons in Golden State, the team made 3 finals appearances and won 2 titles, both of which saw the 35-year-old crowned as Finals MVP. As mentioned above, this is a significant package even without the Warriors' ability to land a top pick, an unlikely outcome. There are 2 questions that need to be considered for this potential deal. First, would Golden State consider bringing back Durant given his decision to leave for the Brooklyn Nets? Finally, Phoenix needs to decide how to handle Durant's future going forward. Durant still has 2 seasons remaining on a sizable 4-year, $194 million contract. The superstar is slated to have a $51.1 million cap hit next season. Wiggins may be the headliner in this package for the Suns, but Kuminga is the player with the most upside. Kuminga is coming off a breakout season averaging 16.1 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 2.2 assists per game in 74 appearances, including 46 starts. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Kevin Durant? Leave your opinion in the comments.